Okay, so 3:35. I am now calling the regularly scheduled meeting of the town's Monuments and Ceremonies Commission October meeting to order. So I'm going to ask each of you to say yay after I identify you, so we have a roll call here. I show Rob Hulick in attendance.
Here.
Okay, Jim Long,
Yes.
Sue Ann Shore.
Here.
Okay, myself, Terry Gaffney, here. And we are joined today by two prospective members, Autumn Howard.
Here.
And Jim DeMark.
Here.
Okay, terrific. Thank you two for joining us. First item on the agenda is review of minutes from September, but seeing as we have no quorum, the review of the minutes will be postponed until such time as we actually have a quorum. Number two, commission staffing. A request was put in front to the Board of Selectmen asking they consider reducing the required number of commissioners from 15 to 9. The Board of Selectmen has approved that request and has subsequently forwarded it onto the representative town meeting. The RTM has the final say on making that decision. And while I anticipate getting approval based on just the way the time frame works of getting it on the agenda and knowing that budgetary items have to be decided upon at this time of the year, I would not expect the RTM to make any decision any earlier than January.
How often do they meet?
This kind of thing would be a once a month, and I don't know what day the selectmen actually approved the request, so I don't know if it even made it onto the next month's agenda or not. But again, it would be a lovely Christmas present, but I'm anticipating January as the D-Day for the decision. And I've never served on the RTM, so I don't know procedurally if they have to push it through a subcommittee first. I'm ignorant of all the mechanics, but January I think is a realistic date.
So if they
in terms of outreach, yeah, go ahead, Jim.
Terry, if they approve the 9, then we need 5 people to have a quorum. So
Correct.
if DeMark, Howard, and there was another man you just mentioned, King, if they come on, that would put us in good stead.
Yes, quorum requirement is 50% plus 1. So if we have 9 commissioners, we would need 5 members present. And as I said, third member, John King, has also submitted an application to join. So, on that outreach, those are the 3, Autumn Howard, Jim DeMark, and John King. Again, it's the same process. Each one of those must be interviewed by the Board of Selectmen, who must then approve them for service, push it past the RTM. So again, I would expect the 3 of them to be appointed in January. We might get lucky on that one in December. That one might sneak in early, but again, I'm planning on January as realistic.
So if the size of the commission question isn't answered until January, do we still need to push all sort of quorum related decisions past that point too?
Yes, we have to, anything that requires a vote must be held back until we have a quorum to approve or disapprove. At 3:55. Okay. Hopefully, yeah. Okay. I know this will break everybody's heart, but this room is booked at 3:55, so we're going to accelerate the meeting as quickly as we can. The one bad news is that J.C. Carter, who was just appointed to the board, has indicated he's moving out of town and will be resigning. I will check with J.C. to find out if he has a firm move date and if he would be able to continue to serve until such time as he does move. But I'll post you all on that as I know. So that's where we stand right now. We have, at this point, 6 active members of the board. If presuming the 3 new applicants get approved, we will have our complement of 9, and we'll be good to go. Now, in terms of
Terry, I'm missing. You say we have 6 current members. Is that without Carter?
well, yes, because I don't have my list in front of me, but without JC
Right.
and Raleigh, while still technically active, a request has been sent into him to resign, but Raleigh has some significant health issues going on right now, and he's
Right.
not computer savvy.
Right. I forgot about Raleigh.
Yeah.
He's still on, right?
Sorry?
He is still on the commission.
Yes, correct.
Well, I hope he gets better.
So-
He's had a tough year.
Oh, well, he's got several medical challenges going on and a big emotional challenge. He lost his wife 6 months ago,
Yeah.
so he
Yeah,
needs
he was
prayers.
suffering. He was suffering, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in addition to stocking the open positions, we still need someone who has the skill and the time to fill the secretary position. And technically, right now, I am the vice chair. I'm serving as the chair, but I am still the vice chair. And no vote can be taken upon filling the chairman's position until we have a quorum. Once we have a quorum, we will vote on the chairperson. And if it's me, then the vice chair will be open. And if somebody else wants to be the chair, then we're good to go. But those 2 positions need to be filled. Okay, and if somebody wants to volunteer as the secretary unofficially until we get a quorum, that wouldn't be a bad thing.
I'll do that.
Hooray,
Yeah.
hooray. Thank you, Jim.
I do that only to avoid the treasurer's role.
Luann has that locked up. Maybe she'll want to trade with you
Yeah,
next
well, I don't know, Jim. We could talk if you want.
No thanks, kiddo.
All right. There's nothing that I'm going to report on the vice chairman's report because other than what we've got here on our list, there has been nothing new that has transpired in the last 4 weeks. Moving on to the Wartime Veteran Street Program. Joseph is his Christian name. Everybody knew him as Fred. Fred Calvi will be the next wartime veteran recognized in our Wartime Veteran Street Time program. The dedication is tentatively scheduled for the Sunday before Veterans Day at 12 noon. There will be ample notification of that in the local press. So be on the lookout for that. We would love it if the members of the commission would be able to attend. Fred, by the way,
The date
How do you
again,
spell
Fred?
his last name? C-A-L-V-E?
Calvi. C-A-L-V-E.
Oh, V-E.
I'll forward his application information on to everyone to look at. It's really quite impressive. Fred, graduate of Darien High School, served as a combat engineer in World War II, received the Bronze Star and the Purple Heart in World War II, was called back up in the Korean conflict, was scheduled to go over to Korea when the armistice was signed, so actually did not go over. Fred and his brother had a construction company here in town, and to me at least, the most notable thing that he did for the town, he and his brother donated the property that McGuan Field is on behind the Roten Heights Fire Department. But his application had a lot more information than that, very deserving recipient of this recognition.
Terry, what's the date again?
Veterans Day plans. Due to COVID restrictions, no veterans will be allowed to make any presentation in the classrooms live. I've started on a contact sheet with the principals of the schools to see if they are open to having a veteran or veterans participate in a teleconference with one or more classes. And I will let everybody know how that goes along. That may be more a question of organization for the staff at the schools than their willingness to have the veterans. They've always wanted the veterans in, but with all the craziness of remote learning and the limitation of how they can use their teleconferences, there may be some challenges. But in addition to any potential to have veterans address the classrooms, letters are going out to the pastors of all the churches in town asking that they ring their bells, their church bells at 11 a.m. On November 11th. And we will put on a small brief ceremony here at the Veterans Circle in front of Town Hall, also at 11 o'clock on the 11th of November. So again, we hope that everybody on the commission will be able to participate in that. Moving on, Cemetery Committee. I'm afraid I dropped the ball on this one. One of the cemeteries, the Riverbend ceremony at the town line on Post Road, needs some tree work. And I was under the impression that when I saw a work order had been put in, I thought that meant that the town was following up on it, but that was my error. So I've made arrangements to have 3 contractors bid on the work, to have it cleaned up. It will come out of the budget that has been approved for us. And we'll move on. I would love for somebody to take the helm on the cemetery committee. And Jim DeMark, I know you're on the phone, and I know you and John are expressed interest in the cemetery, up on the cemetery committee. You do not have to be a member. Oh, look at that. I can see everybody all of a sudden.
There you are, Terry.
Jim, you do not have to be a member of the board to serve on the cemetery subcommittee. So if that's something that you and John want to start tackling straight away, God bless you.
Okay, we'll do that. John and I will do that. Where is the Riverbend cemetery?
That's the one next to Giovanni's on the Post
Okay.
Road on the Stamford
Okay.
Darien town line. There's an exceptionally large tree limb that fell off one of the ash trees, and a lot of other scrub work as well. So what I'll do, Jim, I'll send to you the names of some of the contractors. I have to be very careful about this. I have one tree guy that I love, who he's been great, but I want to push it out to at least 2 other contractors for a bid. And 20 seconds before I walked into this meeting, I was informed there is a possibility we can arrange to have DPW do it. So we'll look at some private bids. We'll speak to Ed Gentile in DPW and see if we can get it started.
Now, if DPW does it, that does not come out of our budget?
It will be a line item transfer.
Well, they got to be competitive with the contractors then, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So it'll work.
Okay.
And
Terry, let me ask you, would you also give me a list of the rest of the cemeteries that, we're supposed to look after? I was involved in this for a while before this COVID thing happened, and I just want to kind of recognize how many cemeteries we're going to be responsible for.
okay, and what I'll also do is I'll get you the contact information for Tracy Root. So basically, Jim, in the past 2 years, Sharon Kells, who initiated this and funded it out of her own pocket, and unfortunately, she died last year, and Tracy has moved to Florida. So our right and left arms are no longer active, but Tracy will still respond to anything via email or phone call, and I'll get you her contact info.
Okay, great, thanks.
So Autumn, thank you also for joining. You're muted.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
I was,
maybe. I figured it out later.
So tell us a little bit about what your interest is, Autumn.
Well, I mean, my degree is in theater, so we put on shows is more or less my interest. So that's kind of what I've been doing, working at Shakespeare on the Sound and working for other local nonprofit theaters. We kind of put on shows. So we figure out logistically, like Shakespeare on the Sound was in a park on the Sound. So we worked with contractors, worked with electricians to get the electrics to the booth. Like you kind of have to, I don't know, organize a lot of different things. So that's kind of where I come from, really. That's kind of the background I come from. And it just sounds interesting to me. I was just looking at Karen's book that she'd just written in 2017 with the monuments and the memorials and all of that Susan Schultz produced. And I don't know, it's just really interesting to look back at the history of the town and celebrate the town.
Have you done any work with Al Miller with the Darien 2020 Commission?
No, I haven't.
All right, well, we'll talk. We have to push out of here because there's going to be another meeting here momentarily, but we'll talk offline about that. Autumn,
Okay.
what's your phone number, Autumn?
It's area code 203-343-1113.
One 1113.
Yeah.
All right, we can talk offline about that. I'm going to get the boot out of here in about 3 minutes. So I'm going to move on and ask, does anybody have any new business that we want to discuss? Okay, hearing no new business being presented before the board, I would ask if anybody would make a motion for an adjournment.
yes.
Okay, and just for Autumn and Jim, we have slang for a move for adjournment in this commission. It's actually a little sad also, but well, you know what? Maybe we should move on. I'm getting the boot. I have a motion here for adjournment. Do I hear a second?
I second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
I'm not on yet.
Okay, passed unanimously. The meeting is adjourned at 3:54. Thank you all. Especially thank you, Jim and Autumn, for volunteering. Look forward to seeing you.
Thank you.
Very
Bye now.